Good morning. How are you today? Well, the weather's nice. It's in the 80s. There's a breeze under the trees. It feels nice. But if you're in Iraq or Syria right now, uh, the weather is so terrible that they've lost electricity. They don't have food because of the drought. They don't have water. It's a peek at what could happen worldwide if world leaders continue to do nothing, which seems to be what they do best. They BS us to death about what they're going to do or why they haven't done something. They do nothing, and we suffer for it. Take Afghanistan. The difference between an executive department, meaning Biden, and perhaps everybody else, is that he's trying to work the problem. In chaos math, there's this notion, it's called chaos because of complexity. And the butterfly that flaps its wings in the Far East, causing by iterations some major tsunami elsewhere. It's a notion of cause and effect. So in Afghanistan, mix the variables. We have the people who didn't help us who want to leave. We have the people who did help us and want to leave. We have the family of the people who helped us and want to leave. And first and foremost, we have the citizens of America that want to leave. We have the Afghans that want us out by the end of this month, August. We have world leaders that want us to stay as long as it takes. We have hopes that we, the people, will do what the government failed to do before its president fled the country. But it appears that the Taliban are going to charge up to the north and quell that rebellion. We have stories galore about the logistical problems. So more than a butterfly, we have so many variables changing all the time, and people back here saying, oh, I would do it differently. And they want us to stay longer to provoke a fight so that we'll stay there forever. Others just want us to get the job done, and others on top of it may have some really good ideas, and probably they're being heard and being implemented. I'm kind of sick of the people who are kind of in the category of, are we there yet? And the coverage is exploitive. The coverage is to hammer away at our efforts. And, I'm beginning to wonder, have I gotten so old that now that all of a sudden I think we should give good efforts a chance? And I made the comparison before on the same issue about Vietnam, and I think it's a very different war, and the government was not straightforward, not honest, and I haven't found Biden's people on this issue to be deceptive. It seems to me they're being truthful. And Biden, unlike some politicians, he had a long period of time studying these issues and working on them, so I think he knows what he's talking about. Cuomo had his last day in office, and I don't know that he should have gone out saying, I didn't do anything wrong. Maybe he shouldn't have said goodbye at all. And his staff is saying he's not going to run for office again. Maybe true. We have seen this before. A former governor said he wasn't going to run, and then he decided to try to run for a mayor, I believe, or a state or a citywide office, and he lost. The voters weren't ready to have that. And some of these people, they're not touchy-feely people that you want to hang out with. And the bottom line is that is a part of being an elected representative. We have our people out there with the no vacciners, no vaxxers, continuing to compromise themselves and us. And I always think of, there was a line Robin Williams had when he told the joke and he didn't get a real response. He said, and for those of you who didn't get that last joke, catch up. Well, I think that's what we got to be saying to these non-vaxxers. Catch up or die, and don't hurt anyone else, and mandate that they may not avoid the vaccination, that they may not appear in places without masks, that they may not ignore distancing rules. But I think all of that's obvious. So those are kind of the things I'd hit on today. A lot of the stories recycle, but it's like we're not doing very much. We're not doing anything about the voting. We're not doing on the Hill. We're not doing anything about infrastructure. In fact, we're building in something that's going to make that thing explode, probably. We're just marking time like we have it. And what we need is men and women of action. Men and women who say what needs to be said, the unsaid things that are compromising this nation. By the way, whatever happened to the investigation of Trump? By the way, whatever happened to that crazy guy that liked young ladies from Florida? What about those things? How did they get so buried? Does the press know that they're ignoring these stories? Or do they want to tell us for the 25th time the same thing about Afghanistan and about the virus? Seemingly, it's the latter. And I don't think that's the responsible role of the government. MSNBC, in my opinion, still remains the most relevant source of information because it covers all of these things. And print, when it comes to Afghanistan, has shown itself to be pretty cowardly. So, I'll be out again tomorrow, and we'll see what's happening then. Take care. Bye-bye.